Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Forza Horizon 3. Today I'm sharing with you the Polaris RZR Horizon Edition, and I just want to talk about this car, share my opinions on it, and tell you whether or not I think you should spend money on it in the auction house. If you're kind of looking at this thing, if you want this thing, haven't been lucky enough to get it through wheel spins yet, and the first thing I want to say is this thing is basically just a quad. I mean, obviously it's just built for off-roading. You really don't want to use it on the streets, and this thing has no top end whatsoever. It's got no top speed. I think the top speed is like 120. You're probably never really going to go above 110, and I highly recommend that you would only use this for circuit races, because sprint races, it really doesn't make sense, and you're only going to want to use this for off-road events. Now, in terms of looks and sounds, the car looks okay, but the sounds of it really aren't that great. The engine does not sound good, but it does have a pretty nice sounding blow-off valve, which really surprised me, and I'm going to share some gameplay a little bit later here, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear that or not, but when you just sit there and rev it up, you can definitely hear it, and that really surprised me. It actually sounded pretty decent, but in terms of performance overall, being at the top of the C-Class, this thing is actually really good. This race that I do here, I'm playing on Pro difficulty, and the drivatars were never able to catch up to me at all. So this thing actually is pretty fast. In terms of acceleration, that is, it doesn't have any top speed like I said, but since you're using it for off-road circuit races, that's what this thing is really good for, and the launch is very fantastic as well. The thing really picks up off the line, but it just doesn't have any top end, and I guess you'd pretty much figure that that would be the case considering what this thing is. It basically is just a quad. But I found it kind of funny, I don't know if you noticed in the statistics, but for some reason, I don't know if it's a glitch or what, but the braking, it says the statistics failed, and I don't know why it says that. The braking really isn't that bad with this thing. It's actually pretty good, but the car's handling isn't that amazing. That's one thing I kind of don't like about it. You definitely have to downshift a gear or two and kind of anticipate your turn and start turning before you're actually at the point where you need to turn, because there's just a pretty good delay from when you turn the wheel and from when the car actually finally decides to turn. But I actually had more fun driving this thing than I thought I would. I don't think it's the most fun car in the world, and driving in straightaways, it just sucks because it just starts slowing down around 90 miles per hour, which is very slow, but the launch is very good, the acceleration is very good, and overall this thing is actually just a perfect little off-road circuit build. And although it's only at the top of the C-Class, it's actually very good for being there, because like I said, I played on Pro here and I dominated these drivatars, and generally on Pro the drivatars are pretty close to you, so this thing's really good for campaign, for single player, but it's not something I would recommend for multiplayer at all. But in terms of buying it from the auction house, I personally would never buy something like this. I really don't care to drive off-roads all too much, and the thing is just very slow overall. In terms of top speed, obviously the acceleration's good, but if you're looking for a really good off-road circuit build and something that's not super fast, this thing is absolutely perfect for that. But the only other thing that I almost forgot to mention is I hate how close together those first 4 gears are once again. You literally have to shift this car into second gear before you can even see your speedometer pop up at the bottom right of your screen, so that's kind of ridiculous, and I really don't like that. But you'll also probably like this car if you're looking to get credits, because it does have that credits boost attribute, and this basically will double or give you a 100% bonus of your placement finish in a race. So I finished in first place in this race, and you'll be able to see at the end that I get that same amount times 2 because I use this Horizon Edition car. So I'll let you enjoy the rest of this gameplay, hear the sounds of the car, but overall, you know, this is an okay car, but it's a C-Class car, so it's not going to be fast, it's not going to be anything amazing, but it certainly does have its own purpose, and like I said, it's very good for off-road circuit races. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. Let me know what you think about this car if you have it, and whether or not you would like to get this car. But have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Peace out.